Hi crypto fans, welcome to CCS Cryptocurrency State. My name is Santiago, I'm a web developer and investor, and in today's video we are going to check a little bit about the Bitcoin price, but most of all I will cover some news and my expectation for this bull run. Each day that passed in October I am more confident that from here to 6 months we are going to see the Bitcoin price and followed by altcoins price action in very high levels. Before we begin, please like the video, subscribe to the channel and click the bell to get the notifications. And without anything else, let's go into it. Well guys, quickly with the price of Bitcoin, I want to show you this chart in weekly time frame with the logarithmic scale. I don't want to consider the weeks here. So without consider the weeks, we actually close or open candles here at 60,500. So even if the all-time high was 64, 65, the close of the candle, the higher that we'll get, it was 60,500. And right now our weekly candle is at 57. So we are almost $3,000 from the all-time high on a close of the candle on the weekly time frame. Even if that doesn't seem something significant, it is, because for us creating a higher high with close of a candle, we need to go above 60,500 only. This chart, each day that passes in October, to me is been so bullish. I'm still not considering that the bull run is over. I mentioned from weeks and weeks that we held support the 21 and we create higher highs there. We are going to see a new leg up on the Bitcoin price action. Of course, right now there are too much buzz regarding the price actions that Bitcoin could get, but I am being confident also from the last week, because I mentioned about the Bitcoin dominance on the chart, that we are creating a higher price action here, a higher point on the Bitcoin dominance, and the altcoins have been bleeding a little bit. And for me that was very good news, because not many people was here on 2017 on the last bull run, but the feel that I have right now is very similar to what happened there. Bitcoin started to rally without the altcoins at that moment, and that was like 3 or almost 4 months before the top of the Bitcoin bull run. So for me, we are now experiencing what could be the beginning of the bull run. So another thing on the chart, if this previous May was the top, now we should get a double top formation in order to get into a bear market, in order to the bears get steam here on the chart, and that is again very unlikely. We need to get a double top here and from here go to the downside. We never experienced a bull run peak like that with a double top formation. So for me this scenario is very unlikely, and I really think that we are going to enter into a parabolic time frame. Going into news, this week was completely full of news about Bitcoin adoption. But for example, Venezuelan International Airport accept BTC payments report. This is not just a store that is accepting cryptocurrency. We are seeing airports now accepting cryptocurrency and Bitcoin, for example, in Venezuela. Besides all the economic problems that Venezuela have, we have the Salvador with all the adoption of Bitcoin cryptocurrency, and we are expecting that more countries will get Bitcoin as they did. And the adoption is amazing. If you check each day, there are 10 or 20 news about real adoption of the crypto space. But it's not only the adoption. The number of Bitcoin active entities grow at 19% to hit 2020 bull levels. Set up for new heights? Well, yeah, I really think so. On-chain data shows that Bitcoin whales are holding on as BTC nears $60,000. So this is an important metric because if the whales are holding, that means that they are expecting very much a lot of price action to the upside, and that is why they are not selling anything right now. Crypto analysis traders about to be underexposed to Bitcoin, and here's why. So more crypto traders will be starting to get into cryptocurrency. Bitcoin supply shortage setting the stage for higher prices, according to crypto analyst Nicholas Merten. I am not going to review in detail all the news. I just want to give you the headlines, and this is all in this week. Bitcoin FOMO, on-chain data suggests big accumulation going on. All real data, all real information about the charts. Bitcoin prices correctly, but what does futures data show? Even in the futures, they are slightly bullish. Plan B unveils Bitcoin price prediction for end of 2021. Plan B is one of the traders or blockchain analysts that have been predicting correctly some of the last movements on Bitcoin. For example, for September at $43,000, and he's predicting that October it will be close above $63,000. He's very bullish on these next 6 months. I am not so bullish like Plan B. I'm more cautious on my predictions, but I really think that in the 6 months we are going to see Bitcoin to $100,000. According to him, I would be very surprised if Bitcoin price would be below $100,000 at the end of the year. That would sort of invalidate my view, my models, and that would certainly surprise me. I don't think we will see a price that is at least $135,000 by Christmas, because that's what my floor model says. Basically, I'm using 3 kind of models that all say the same thing. I guess we will be above $100,000 or above 135 at the end of the year, and will continue to grow maybe towards the S2FX model. Targets $288,000 or even above, and I would not be surprised even to see in Q1 or Q2 of next year prices on $300,000, $400,000 and $500,000. Well, I don't think this is very accurate to predict Q2 of 2022, but I see Bitcoin above $100,000. I don't see anymore. Each day that passes here on October, for me, the sentiment, the charts, the analysts, everything is going to move into a bull run on Bitcoin. Bitcoin has 3x higher average trading volume in October than Apple, Microsoft, and Amazon. All this news this week, guys. Biden wants to know more about crypto. This could just sound that doesn't matter, but this is very important. The President of the United States claiming that wants to know more about crypto. Before we continue with the video, remember that I am doing an amazing giveaway. I will be giving half of a Bitcoin to one winner and 5 Ethereum to 5 different winners. If you want to participate, it's super easy, just a couple of clicks. Follow the link in the description. But remember that you need to be subscribed to the channel with the bell on to be considered. Going into some charts that I want to show you. For example, here, this is the Bitcoin price growth since the cycle low. So we have here the 3 previous cycles. We are comparing right now this cycle with 2013, which it was here with this double top formation here. First, we have this very leg up that is what seems to be what happened until May. Now seems that we are preparing to this leg up that happens in 2014 here. Seeing this chart, because I was in 2017 for this bull run, I really think that we are at that stage. I really think that entering into 2022, we are going to see a new all-time high above the $100,000. I cannot give you a price prediction exactly like Plan B says. I don't think that corresponds to do that. but at least I could say that we are going to do 100% from where we are right now. I think that will happen. Something like happened here in 2014. It's not all related to crypto, why I think that. Here you have the Bitcoin days since the halving, and you can see the other cycles since the point of the halving also. And if you look these charts, this doesn't look like we are going to hit a top right now and go lower until 4 more years here, 3 more years. So this really seems that we are going to pick something around this area and from here consolidate into the next halving. Looking at the Bitcoin gold ratio, well, this is a chart that I like because it uses the Fibonacci extension numbers, and from this chart we need to get a top around this area, which is at least $116,000. And I say that because each time the line that we need to concrete here is a line below the previous bull run. So at this point, $116,000 is the new peak that we will have according to the golden ratio. The Bitcoin investor tool, this is another chart that I like. You can see that we never enter into the overbought conditions on these peaks. Even in 2013, the first peak entered into that area, which is above this 730 daily moving average exponential 5 times. And we never touched that. We actually touched it, but never surpassed that. So that is also why this chart says that this was not the peak. And in order to get there, we cannot see that in the chart, but that will be about $100,000 to enter into this area of the peaks of previous bull runs. The Bitcoin MBT signal also doesn't mark that we are in a peak, and we didn't also in May. So this is another chart to look at. But I am not saying that we are entering into the bull run only because of the information of Bitcoin. I am considering more stuff that I don't put in the videos, which are the general economy of the United States. The pandemic held a lot of struggles in the US economy, and the inflation is really big in US right now. US inflation expectations surged to highest levels since 2013. US consumers expect inflation to be up 5.3% 1 year from now. And also we can say that the United States consumer price index is very parabolic in 2021. Also all the printing money that happened in the last 2 years has historical highs for the economy. We have been seeing problems in the economy not only in the United States but also in Europe and in Asia. So the economic problems around the world are very, very big, and I see many catalysts that 2022 could be some default for many countries, and I see actually having problems here in the United States. So there are many catalysts that could trigger this bull run on cryptocurrencies. And after that bull run, I really see also a very long bear market, since all the countries and many economies will need to recover over time. But yeah, just to finalize this video, just wanted to give you my sentiment about the Bitcoin price and the general perspective on how I see this bull run continuation. And each day that's passed here in October, I am more confident that we are near the beginning of this second part of the bull run. Well guys, that is all for this video. Remember, before we leave, like the video, subscribe to the channel and click the bell to get the notifications. And without anything else, I will see you tomorrow in the next video. Bye.